I don't know how he's going to get away with things here. Even the Gangplank ult to start things off means that he's already on difficult footing.
Yeah, but thankfully for EG, they've invested in other carries as well, inspired on his Viego for his LEC MVP award. He got the pentakill with the Viego, and of course they invested first pick in the RA for JoJo as well. So this time around, they do have some more options for the early game. And then, of course, Impact holding it down with the Ornn for later to hand out the upgraded items.
Yeah, overall, I think if there's an EG draft, this is kind of it. I think the best performing members are jungle mid. I would say overall for the tournament, I would say Inspired and Jojipyeon have looked the best across the entire, at least Rumble Stage Plus. And so they're on the big carries. They're on the ones to make the impact here, and I think they can look pretty good against their opposite members. And we'll see if it's going to be enough here. Inspired has one extra split of pro play. He is the more veteran than Wei, right? He's got that 6 extra months of experience. We'll see if it happens here. Otherwise, we are on to the Rift for Game 2 of the series. EG, I'm just going to call it lower bracket. Here's the run. Can it happen as we go on to the Rift?
I mean, look, the blue side definitely going to be favoring them a little bit more. I mean, you can see it definitely a comfort style of draft for EG. And if he can get those resources into Danny, we've seen what he can do when he's on this Jinx.
We've also seen what Bin can do on Gangplank at MSI, and they very well know that in Europe as well. So always scared to see Bin on the Gangplank and those barrel chains coming through. Big, big possibilities here for dive for RNG later, but of course, early lane phase was so impactful last time around. RNG also just had a much better early game plan where Wei went for the early gank onto the top side to critically get this Gangplank behind when it was in the hands of Impact and accelerate Bin.
And a lot of that was Xiaohu making his way over. Our featured matchup here, presented by Mercedes-Benz, is, of course, RNG's mid laner Xiaohu versus EG's mid laner Jojipyeon. And, I mean, their laning phases both are very good. You know, Jojipyeon's top 3 in a lot of the same stats that Xiao is #1 in. But he spent a lot of time up there and did so much for the squad. So had looked good. Ultimately, though, we'll see if Xiaohu once again has that same incredible impact rushing the top side.
Yeah, and Wei can actually help Xiaohu get out of lane. A lot of times, you'll hear pro players talk about unlocking a lane to be able to make a play later. So if jungle goes to mid lane to help them either gank and get a health lead, force a recall, push out the minion wave, then you kind of unlock Xiaohu to come make the next consecutive play with you. And that just bolsters your ganking power by going to basically get your mid lane partner to come with you beforehand. So heavy trading already in mid lane. Xiaohu fighting over this minion wave.
Yeah, I definitely feel like, though, at least for RNG, probably going to be taking a little bit slower in these early stages, at least pre-6, right? Because Wei definitely comes online when you hit that level 6 with the ultimate. Same you look at Xiaohu wanting to have multiple ways of providing that CC for these ganks. And I'm pretty sure, like, when you look towards the bot side as well, with Gal and Ming, that's where we're going to see a lot of these plays
He might
happen.
just be dead.
Yeah.
I mean, he's dead to, like, Flash Q, basically. Okay, doesn't want to go through it. Wouldn't quite have the damage on Flash Q.
Yep.
Waits it out, but yeah, Impact already down his Flash. Really well played by Ben.
Yeah, potion ticking there. Jungles as well, up to the top side now. Both junglers starting bottom quadrant and pathing up towards this very aggressive top side lane where Impact and Bin have been trading heavily. Either solo lane is actually very volatile right now. So very curious to see where each of them goes.
Worth noting, Jojipyeon actually up in CS in the lane despite Xiaohu's incredible pressure. He has dropped CS to do so. So Jojipyeon, as long as his health bar, you know, holds up, is actually quote-unquote winning the lane just for now. Obviously, again, with pressure, Xiaohu can try to get around the map, get more stuff done. Top, obviously, pretty spicy here, is Inspired. Finishes up the first camp. That's going to be almost the kill. He's 1 in from dead, but gets the potion in time to stay alive. But now it's going to be enough because a flashless Xiaohu is gankable.
Yep, flashless Xiaohu, but he's got a ward on the top side of the map. So really good, you know, cycling of vision there for RNG. They were able to surmise that it was a bottom side start for the Viego. They've got a ward in the back.
Danny could just be dead. Choppers come down. He's walking away, but not fast enough. Saves his flash, but dies. Well played, RNG.
Gal and Ming have been such a dominant lane in the 2v2, and we're seeing it once again. Danny falling afoul of that, and Wei now hovering on the top side. Impact has no flash.
And ultimately can't get much of an aggressive trade down there, not running grasp or anything, so slowly gonna run out of health as Wei kind of holds the top side. 6 camp clear, sitting up there, covering, as there's not too much pressure. I believe doesn't get seen walking up here.
Exactly, and that's the key word, is covering right there, because Bin wants to get the lane in.
That'll be some good damage. No flash, he can die. Red buff. Auto, nicely done. Wei shows up for one final trade, knocks him down.
Yeah, that's it. Just no flash there for Impact means he's in trouble. And that's the big problem when you talk about trying to cover for Inspired, because Danny is in trouble on the bot side. Impact now in trouble in the top lane. And realistically, if you want to try and get your lanes ahead, trying to play around Xiao, who has no flash, is the best way for EG to try and get some gold back. So for Inspired, it feels like he's so many things that he needs to try and do right now.
Yeah, I think number one priority is to try and do something about this flashless Lissandra before she gets level 6. Xiaohu right now is vulnerable. It's actually an area that they could combat.
Here we go.
Yeah, could look pretty good. Nice route there. She's staying behind the minions, but a stun could land. Remember, no flash. Charm will land the kill. Hand it over to JoJoPyun. Well played by the mid-jungle duo to get back on the board.
Ah, it's the caster buff, not the caster curse. Mid lane targeted, they get something back there, and that's one kill. EG, very critical that they're able to dig some early game gold back out of this, because it was looking like trending towards, again, a full map pressure for RNG, but off of the mid lane kill, it opens it up, gives you that breathing room. Steal away the Raptors a little bit here for Inspired. Can he finish any of them, though?
Looks like he wants to just take his recall. I think Charm should have been back up. They wouldn't have killed Wei by any means, but valuing tempo over a trade that wouldn't have done much, so no steal on the Raptors.
Yeah, I love that they were targeting Xiao in the mid lane, though, for Inspired, because it basically the entire game plan for RNG has been Xiao, who is the puppet master. And honestly, the games where I've seen EG really pop off has been JoJoPyun with these great roams, being able to play towards the side lanes. So having that moment now where JoJoPyun can push in and look to roam feels like that's where EG can try and take over.
Yeah, and it's kind of telling now. I feel like EG's strategy is to focus fully on the top triangle of the map and ignore the bottom lane, just hoping that their bottom lane can survive on their own. Because in the intro video, Vulcan even mentioned it, that was a powerful area for them. And thus far, in the first 2 games, the bottom lane for EG has been kind of left alone, and RNG have just secured 2v2 advantages all by themselves. So that is always kind of a growing problem for later that EG are going to have to look at later. Gala and Ming have been outstanding this entire tournament.
I actually might get a scuffle on the bot side here.
Yeah, they still got flash though, and of course the Waves jump back, so not going to be really a threat here onto Ming.
Yeah, I do like the way we're setting up vision control for EG in the bottom side, though, right? You've got a ward there in the river, the pink ward. You've also got a ward over the back of the bush. So trying to set up for Danny to just continuously shove in this wave. But even though you have the kill for RNG, Danny is being able to get these advantages through the CS, nearly getting a plate on this bot side as well. And that's where you can see JoJoPyun even roaming down here, because they can feel that Wei is in the area, and JoJo's here to cover.
Knocks down a little bit of gold and a little bit of mana and health for JoJoPyun. Xiao will see him on the way back over. Control ward in there as well, which JoJoPyun now knows about. You can't see who puts a control ward down, but there could be a bit of a fight down here as Vulcan jumps away. JoJo may have to burn ult, wants to aggro the dragon, but now as long as they walk away, he will just take dragon damage. And indeed, forces the ult out of JoJoPyun. A nice little roam by Xiaohu. Good job Wei walking down.
Yeah, and I really do think EG should be avoiding bottom lane fights because, again, Gangplank ultimate coming from top side gives RNG kind of this inherent advantage. As soon as Gala gets to the level 6 as well, it becomes so hard to force that play there, especially when they're sitting on all 4 summoners still up.
Nice double knockup, but Vulcan walks up to get the Guardian shield. The only way to get Guardian off your teammate, pre-6 is Tom Kench, is to just kind of face tank your teammate. So blocks the damage there, pretty much a correct play.
I think it's going to be really hard for EG to force a Gangplank ultimate out of Bin early. So as long as Bin holds on to that, they've got this extra threat waiting to use.
I also think shutting down Bin is just a great option because he's got first strike, he's got a ton of gold, and they're about to try and shut him down beautifully here.
Has flash, has TP, has everything, even the ultimate right now. They're going to try to cut him off. 3v1. Wukong on the way over right now. Xiao, no TP. This should be a big dive. A nice flash gets away from the charm. He gets the barrel. Impact drops aggro, but there's the heartbreaker, and it's going to be
Wukong.
1 on the board. Here comes Wukong. 300 health on Inspire, 200 left on Impact. Wei could try. He's going to go right now. This should be a knockup. This should be a kill. There's a red buff claim. Then now JoJoPyun has a flash, and he's going to burn it now.
I mean, nice job still from EG, though, to get on towards the Gangplank, shut him down. But the problem is, now you're giving kills across, Impact is reset, and the Rift Herald's there for the taking.
Yeah, RNG very happy about this one, actually. Because they come up the river and get the trailing kill, that answers kill 1 for 1, and Bin had teleport, so they clear out most of the minions. He teleports right back to top lane, and then they get the objective. That's a 1 for 1 kill trade topside plus objective for RNG, and they finish off that Rift Herald.
Done. Wei's able to claim it and can W the wall, so always safe right here. Basically burns a non-cooldown.
Such a nice change there for Wukong, and one of the big reasons why we're seeing him so much at this tournament. That extra mobility, being able to jump walls now.
I am a little bit worried, though, for EG that, like, if we continue with, like, relatively slow pacing. You are giving these like small advantages over to RNG. You've got obviously the Rift Herald there, but I wanted to look at the first strike for Bin as well, because he's just going to get a ton of gold the longer you leave him in these side lanes. Already nearly has the Tribe Force, and that's why I think what Evil Genius is trying to put the pressure here, it's the right idea, but they just end up trying to stick around that little bit too long because Bin gets the cleanse, manages to flash away. It's not as smooth as a kill as they were hoping.
It was very close in timing to be able to layer both the charm and the stun from Inspired there, but Bin was spamming flash and just came down from that knockup in time, so missing both of those meant the kill did take longer, and they took a lot more damage in that dive, leaving open this counterplay. So RNG, in the end, went up there. They cleaned back up the kill. And of course, Rift Herald is in the pockets of Wei. Now he's resetting to bottom side of the map. The Dragon is available. So RNG can now move their focus to the bottom side of the map. And again, the Gangplank ultimate is on cooldown now. As long as they clear, you know, like Gromps and Wolves and then look for their bottom side play, they could even look to utilize that and capitalize further with those Rift Heralds for plates.
Yeah. Always the opportunity to try and roaming mid as well, just off the extended lane that Jojo Pyun has created, but pushing in that wave. But looks like they're just going to fully focus on this bot side for the moment with Rift Herald in tow. They can always try and get mid priority here, but they're just going to go for the Dragon instead.
Yep, there it is. A few more seconds left on the Gangplank ultimate, so Inspired's actually fishing around for some vision here.
Practice TP. This is theoretically playable, though it have to go to a turret to do so. Looks like it's going to get burned down, though. No one's going to be able to contest in time. RNG.
Kawaka.
Yep, going to go ahead and claim the first one. Knockup is here, though. Right as Mink goes in, and Tom Kent has arrived. 1-0, and Inspired now shows up. Looks for the knockup, doesn't find it as yet, though. Rooted in place. 2 for 0. Looking for a third, and Evil Geniuses have scaled long enough. Game 2 is time to come alive in this series.
It's always the team fights on objectives, Freak. This is the EG way. They drafted their old way. Impact, though, in the 1v1, escaping down to the Tri-Brush.
You should be alive for this one. Just some damage on a bin, doesn't mean a ton.
This is so big for Evil Geniuses there, though. We mentioned that cooldown on the Gangplank ultimate slowly ticking away, and they move in at the perfect time. The prediction W there from Vulcan.
What a beast.
Immediately, right where Ming is going. Vulcan showing up huge here for EG in that team fight, and that allows them to chain. This is why they pick, you know, Viego for Inspired and prioritize it here for them. The resets come through. Their hope, the hope is alive. The NA hope is here.
And the kills are going to the perfect people as well, right? Inspired getting 1, 2 kills for Jojo. Danny getting a kill as well, but Inspired wants more on this top side.
Impact has no ultimate. This is dangerous for EG.
This thing around me, he's got a jungler, right? Like, that guy was on a controller, and he's like, I'm not afraid of this 1v2. And it's like, okay, you got a teammate around. Impact got to get away in time. No ulti burned by Wei. Didn't have it in the first place. Good escape. Xiaohu here as well. That vision is now known.
Yeah, Summoner Spellbook switched over to heal there for Impact, so he still had that one. Uses it. The Rift Herald's going to come down anyways just to cash in for RNG.
You got the roam coming through from Jojo Pyun, though. Maybe just looking to cover, but Inspired.
I don't know how you win this one, though. Xiaohu, no ulti does yet, but, like, I don't know how this is actually a team fight win. Really charmed. Oh, just sidestep by Wei barely. I think just blindly, but does so. Goes in for a little bit more damage on Jojo Pyun. His ulti's going to back up in a second. Goes back in for damage. Wait, dropped quite low. Inspired waiting for an ult if there's an assassination. If they can chunk Bin, it would randomly be a kill. It's not going to happen. Everyone walks away.
Yeah, counting abilities used there. I know everybody's just backing off. You get the thumbs up. You're like, okay, we've missed enough skill shots here.
Wow, that was really clever to try to set the trap for Xiaohu's roam timing. He's come to this way, and Xiaohu's like, they can trap there. Walks around.
Yeah, it's such a critical thing to actually.
Oh, this is big. He's ulted. Good flash by Danny. Yeah. I think you have to flash preemptively there. Like, if he's in range for flash W, you just die.
Yeah, a couple things with pathing there on the bottom side. Danny, definitely the respect given. That was necessary because Vulcan was up in the river clearing vision. As well for Xiaohu. A greedier mid laner might take that path directly back to mid lane and actually back to the minions, but Xiaohu was routing all the way through his own jungle, the safer route further away, so no conflict actually arises.
Yeah, I think the fact that EG, though, are starting to get these kills in the Ahri is going to be super important as we start to go on. Because certainly when you look towards who your carries are going to be, I think Danny is going to struggle just because the way RNG's composition is set up. So Jojo Pyun and Inspire kind of working as these backline dive tools and trying to get on towards picks on Bin, maybe something on towards Gala as well, is probably going to be the best way for EG to win out on these fights.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And it's one of the reasons why they invested their early pick in the Ahri instead of in the Wukong. Again, because the mid lane pick is so critical for EG to have Jojo on something that does have, you know, possibilities of creating his own plays. And you saw it in that Dragon fight as well. Ahri with the mobility following up. Definitely going to be along the lines that they have had success with previously.
I want to take a quick look at the gold actually as it disappears off the bottom of the screen, but 5,700 gold for Bin. This guy, as we said, with the first strike, with the fact he's Gangplank, is going to be accelerating very quickly. So for EG, I think trying to pick up the pace of this game a little bit, just so then Bin doesn't scale completely into the late game, just getting all this gold off the first strike is going to be pretty crucial, as you can see on the top left of your screen.
The Bin barrels. Ah, yes.
Yes, that's my word.
We've all seen them before.
And it's worth noting, even in like micro aspects, he has won the barrel mind game against Impact, I think, every single time. I've seen 5 contested barrels in a row go to Bin, so he's got that timing on point. He's gonna land him in these fights.
Yeah, definitely difficult as Ornn to win the majority of those. Impact has been better on other champions at the barrel game. I definitely liked his Gwen focus on them, but hard to outlast hit the barrels for Bin. Bottom side, Vulcan just going to do the safe transition down to Danny as we approach the Dragon. 40 seconds ahead, and EG know that there should be dangerous members of RNG lying in wait. Good toggle of vision by the observers.
Yep, and there we go. Wei steps out of the brush for a second, and now they know at least the jungler's here. Xiaohu's still not seen on the mid-minion wave. He's like, hey, by the way, Xiaohu should be here. Ming should be here. You can actually surmise it's a 4vx down here.
Exactly.
They are correct about it. Bottom scuttle goes over. Dragon spawns in 15 seconds. RNG on the way to a fairly fast Dragon stack as Impact takes a bit of damage.
Yeah, and I think RNG should be able to get that Dragon no problem as Impact gets chased down here, because they also have teleport advantage and... Well, they have teleport advantage anyway,
Yeah,
so
okay.
Bin can force him out of lane, push the wave, and then say, hey, guess what? Impact doesn't have teleport, so even though I don't have my ult, I could go.
I think the biggest thing as well is trying to prevent the counterplay around that top side is Danny.
The E-pull not going to quit that all quite in the range. Summoner heal by Danny used to get away. Big damage to Impact now. Inspired, I should say. Wei going to be stunned, but it's only the clone as Vulcan shows the charm lands. Heartbreaker, and Wei's going to drop, and they're going for more. Xiaohu, self-ult, Inspired. Only the clone is low. Goes in for Gala. Danny knocked up and dead, but they trade 80 carries. Jojo still cutting away. Ming a bit low. Xiaohu's still on the chase. Inspired, forced to run away. Bin shuts him down, and Jojo Pyun running for the hills. Here comes the rest. Xiaohu is in, gets the kill. Vulcan should be dropping as well. Impact is not here. The rest of his team dies.
Oh, so close. I warned you, Freak. That was it. The teleport difference. Bin says, I can come. Impact cannot, and that is how RNG win the extra member, Dogza.
I thought they had it. I was looking going, you know, you're getting these kills, you're getting on towards Gala, the health bars are incredibly low, but as Kobe says, the TP comes in, Bin shows up, and that's the difference maker in the whole equation.
Those pesky teleport timers. The beginning of that fight was very, very profitable for EG, and yet you always know that the extra teleport timer in your back pocket is why RNG are doing this. This is why they're forcing the numbers game on the bottom side of the map. Here's the chunk at the very beginning. So Inspired, after receiving so much of this CC, Jojo dashes forward, finds the Wukong, has an ignite on him, so he's able to land the charm, and then they flash forward, getting the lead in this fight. But again, the teleport, we'll see it start channeling now. Even with the advantage here for EG, and the big jump there onto Gala from the Q from Inspired, they finish off that kill. But as soon as Bin gets here, he's got red buff on. So he's burning you trial by fire plus red buff, so Inspired, even with the ultimate away, still goes down, and then the flash...
Oh my god, we're into it again!
Duncan and Vulcan, he's gone already, but a stun looks good. Xiaohu will drop, and a kill goes to Danny. Double knockup, no, a flash and one. Gala gonna be charmed, and EG find it again. A 2-for-1 team fight.
Right back to live, and they keep swinging, Freak. Wei is now in.
Oh, but he's got no way out, I don't think. He's going to try, but the charm just keeps landing. Jojo Pyun!
It's the blue side buff! EG are doing it! It's comfort across the board. Jojo is popping off. Danny's getting the kills, and in these team fights, EG are wiping RNG.
They are showing how comfortable they are with this type of setup. These champions here for EG. Once again, Impact, you see him on the mini-map. He did so much work during the season as Ornn for this team. He heads down with the long-range ultimate. And Vulcan is the sacrificial frog. Xiaohu is the trade kill as Jojo comes in. And then the knockup from Impact into the charm from Jojo.
Yeah.
Just as he's falling right back down to the ground, they pick that one up. Wei goes for the solo onto Danny, but he just walks away.
And I mean, look, Jojo, these charms have been absolutely incredible in every single fight, and that's why we were saying to keep your eyes on this man in these fights. And almost every time we see that you have these big wins for EG, Jojo's doing nearly double his damage in the wins versus losses, and we're seeing at the moment Jojo's popping off once more.
EG's way through the LCS was not pretty. It was bloody, and it was filled with team fights. They did not roll over their opponents. They had oftentimes had to come back in games with 5-on-5 fights on these objectives like this. Now, as excited as we are getting with the prospect that this game is so much better than the first game, they are still behind. They are still behind 2 dragons.
I raise you EG, you're behind, and I provide you. I've seen a 17-year-old mid laner beat Royal before. Back in 2013, his name was Faker. Now it's Jojipyun's turn to win World Championship.
Again, refocusing for RNG, though, we'll take a look at the next setup, because if they combine Xiaohu going on in with Lissandra plus Wei and the ultimate from Bin, that is where they want to shine with their team fights. It has just been that EG have picked the last 2.
Yeah, but that definitely becomes a little bit easier if EG have control of the map like they're trying to do now, right? With Rift Herald and being able to get a tempo advantage, it becomes a little bit easier for EG to dictate the pace of the fights rather than having RNG being the ones that can set up and actually go for these nice flanks. So at least with EG having control, it can work out reasonably well at the moment as they start to move in.
Wei cutting away again. Getting out of this one as EG take down some of the vision, but top lane pressure looks pretty good. So a Herald and the team knock down mid outer. Pretty good turret, but Xiaohu.
One more charge.
And that's a nice rocket. That'll buy him a lot of time. So Jojo gonna find a slow, waits, says hello. Nice sidestep by Xiaohu, but still chucked to 500 HP. He can self-ult to buy another few seconds, but you're not getting away from this one anymore. Goes in, finds some damage. This has got to land every single time there. You're going to get the charm, you're going to get everything else you need, and it's a pretty good trade. Well done by Xiaohu, but cannot get one back.
Wasn't nervous in the slightest. Didn't think that Jojo was going to die, but Xiaohu does fall. You don't really get anything coming across from RNG either, because Danny and Vulcan correctly moved over to cover the mid lane push, so you only get Bin who's able to push in this wave bot side, but that's collected by Impact, so just a nice pick there for EG.
You can notice that Jojipyun's build is actually the damage-focused one on the way towards, I believe, Shadow Flame is the build path here. We so often see the Banshees, Zhonya's build, maybe a Cosmic Drive, and it's like, I'm just haste and tanky. It's like, no, I'm going to one-shot people.
Yeah, and he knows his targets here. You know, nobody with magic resistance means it is going to be very effective for a long time, especially, you know, on the majority of these DPS-focused builds here from RNG. It's going to be a fairly squishy team, barring Wukong, and even Wukong probably going to go with the Death Stance. So
he's on the way to it.
Not going to be heavy magic resistance there. So I think it is fully a good choice here for Jojo to go for the flat pen and really try and make those burst moments count.
I think you're kind of counting your blessings here as EG is Dragon and 20 is that it's a Cloud Soul, so not too much, but we're going to see you fight over it anyways.
Done in a Ming, gets away from the charm though. Good job by Wei being there, and takes the clone again, does a really good job getting out from those.
So because there's no mid turret, EG have the option of hard pushing mid and then swinging in here to try and fight for vision with RNG as the dragon spawns right now.
Really good vision though. Bin and Ming off on a side. They can easily flank. Ming's really difficult. Impact, when does he want to push the buttons? Mid's going to get pushed in, and looks like Danny will be, no, they're going to have Inspire go for a flank play instead. He's on top of the wards. They got to be careful. Xiaohu's there. Xiaohu is in the brush. Beautifully done. He's waiting for it, and EG have to turn tail and run.
Oh, what a game of hide and seek there. Xiaohu winning it all. He was waiting for that flank. Even Ming stepping up to take the rocket. No chance at the steal.
I love the idea though from EG, right? It's like, hey, if we can cover our flanks, but then they can't go for it, but Ming!
Can able to get away. W burns. Not quite the rhythm to Jojipyun. Nice try by Gala.
Xiaohu's just so smart though. My goodness, this veteran, 6 years on RNG, played mid, played top. He's done it all. He's marking the flanks. This is so critical for your team fights. Look at him. Goes to wait on the control ward. Again, patience.
Yeah, it's all about patience. And look, I like the idea from Inspired trying to get in on the flank, see if he can find those picks, but Xiaohu is perfectly situated there, both defensively and offensively.
And the biggest thing to me, too, was that he could have immediately ulted Inspired, but he waited just 1 second for Gala to get a little bit closer. You know, as Inspired's walking back and forth, he doesn't, you know, give his positioning away unnecessarily early. He's too good!
He is really an incredible player right now. And so Dragon Soul point for RNG, Cloud Soul. Atlas, I know you're watching. You're 100 feet off to my right, watching the green room there. Congratulations, we are onto a Cloud Rift, and we're 4 minutes away. We are at 27:30 for an RNG Cloud Soul. and it looks like it's going to be theirs. They're only at a 1,000 gold lead, and some of that is Gangplank printing money, so in earned gold, it's close, but one team fight means RNG get this soul.
Yeah, I mean, I am looking at Danny, though. That Infinity Edge so close to being finished, and it feels like once you get to that stage, if you can have Danny pop off, maybe you can make these plays happen, but for EGs, you can see if one pick goes awry, it's very difficult for them to follow up in these team fights, so this front to back is going to be so crucial for Evil Geniuses.
And much in a similar vein of Xiaohu marking the flankers here from EG and finding Inspired, it is now going to be on EG and Danny plus Vulcan to watch out for these two diving threats of the Wukong and the Lissandra, the two real big flankers from RNG that are going to be coming for them. Ming, basically anywhere on screen, can just jump to one of those two, and he's definitely hard to deal with, so have to try and mark one of these other two.
And that's why when you see, oh, actually TP, yeah.
He can knock up, does so. It's a full teleport on cooldown, nicely done by Impact.
Big.
And this is the thing, when you see like multiple members of RNG down around the spot side, I want to see EG like pressing in on the opposite side, getting vision control around this Baron, because you know that both the Dragon and the Baron are going to be the two big objectives. And as you can see here, if EG can get this early vision control established, it becomes so much more difficult for these flankers to find the routes that they want into the play.
All right, so for EG, looking at the possibility of these picks, you just had Vulcan going through that red quadrant of the jungle. They do clear out the RNG vision, up on this area. And they're still 2 minutes from Dragon, so plenty of time to play up around that jungle. The red spawning soon could be a possible return, but now that they're rotating Vulcan and Danny back out onto the map towards the bottom half, becomes a lot less likely.
Gangplank has so many items. It is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I'm very scared of what Beta is going to do when he gets into these fights, because one barrel combo against pretty much anyone on EG is going to send them lights out. So you got to be so careful from Evil Geniuses as you try and approach blind to any of these neutral objectives.
And as soon as he gets level 16, that ultimate down on Danny is going to force a flash. Like that thing does so much damage.
Nearly 5 people. Ben already figures out what's going on. Of course, has a couple of wards in the jungle that sees going on. The vision known by Vulcan, but can't play for the one in blue brush despite no one actually being around him. Still plays it safely. One wave dropped by Ben. We know that Baron is alive and could always be an option.
Yeah, but I think it's good that EG recalled and reinvest their vision resources towards the bottom half. They know the soul is going to be really big. Impact, though.
And decent damage. Ult's going to come across, though. Is it going to be enough? There 1,000 HP left on Ben. Impact 1,200, but Ben has way more damage. Got to be careful. Plays out the ultimate. Able to walk it away. Ben would love to get in range for a bit more with the passive, and Ming's now on the way over as well, but can he get in range in time? Barrel chain. He's going to flash to see if that slow might have meant the kill.
Yeah, I think it definitely would have. And now another attack.
Vulcan to stay alive for now. Spits back out Danny. Way dropped to 1K. Will burn a little bit longer thanks to his death dance, and has time to recall just barely if he needs to.
Yeah, but the ultimate is probably going to be down now for this next fight. So for RNG, it's about trying to buy space, and good ult coming through from Danny as well to stop these resets and give more time for EG to establish that vision we were talking about.
Yeah. Good poke from Inspired, because Wei is at 50% here, and with a Death Dance, if you poke him, then it's going to have the delayed Death Dance ticks. I mean, it's funny, but also 30 seconds is the time it takes to get back to Dragon, so Wei can no longer recall his own Death Dance interrupting him. He goes for the fruit and heals back up.
They're actually going to YOLO Baron here with 20 seconds to go. If they need to peel out, they can, but they're going to give up positioning on the Drake. But the blue trinket seems what's going on. Will it even happen? Because Wei didn't finish the recall. He stayed for Honey Fruit. He is around.
Wei steals
and
these.
it's going to be this
He's done
move.
before.
Jojiman's going to try to mark and find the charm. Is it going to happen? Here comes Ben into the pit. Xiao ults in as well. Heartbreaker's across. 2K out to the Baron. Early smite. Wei gets it. Wei gets everything. But will he get the kills? He's low. He's charmed. He drops. 3 dead on RNG. 2 dead for Evil Geniuses, and they want more. Baron may have gone over, but Gala in a 2v3 is going to make it really tough to work here. Both junglers are dead. There are no smites. Even Impact is dead. Gala comes in. The charm. Jojo 1v5 in this game, it feels like, doing so well, and that should mean the Drake.
Yes, they may have lost the Baron, but they get the Dragon to cut off the soul, and they got so many kills. Look at that, negative 460 gold so far from this Baron play for RNG. Evil Genius is focused on the fight the whole time, and I believe the early smite from Inspired was to heal and keep himself alive. Let's look at it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that Wei actually doesn't fully commit into the pit here with the rest of RNG. So Xiaohu goes in. He's already pretty much out of the equation. equation. And as the rest of RNG go in, Danny's kiting back. He's in a great position. And watch Wei as he goes in to try and make the steal.
Yeah.
As you say, EG are just focused on the kills. So it means that only Ming ends up making it out of this equation with the Baron buff.
Yeah, Inspired smited to live because there was such a good bait immunity there from Xiaohu. Xiaohu went from self-ult immediately into stopwatch and got the ultimate down on Viego, and then they killed him. But here is the return, and it's all about JoJo.
Charm flash.
It was so beautiful because Gala had his flash up. So unless you charm flash him like that, so there's no response, then he's going to make the outplay. He had double summoners available, and huge stuff there from the youngest player at MSI, JoJo, in a critical moment does step up for the extra kill and make sure that EG stop that.
That'll be a stun and a bin. Will it buy enough time to kill him? Wei gonna jump away. He's gonna block most of this one. JoJo goes in, forces the flash. Charm's not gonna land. Good sidestep by Bin, and Wei wants back, but not gonna find it. Vulcan chomps up Danny, walks out, ult for ult, but bot lane turret is dead.
Yeah, you still get what you came for though, right? TP out of Xiaohu, you're getting the tower as well. As long as EG get away with this, which they should, they're gonna be okay. They just have to make sure they're in space to defend that mid lane push.
Yeah, I think that's the key, is disengage now, because EG want to reset. They've used a lot of ultimates, actually. The Tahm Kench ultimate is critical in keeping Danny alive. They need the Infinity Edge Jinx to be auto-attacking in these fights, and without that Tahm Kench ultimate, there's so many things that can burst them down. Defending.
Finds the first knockup, pretty good. Has ulti, has flash, not gonna be an easy kill. Zap will not land, impact is tanky, but can't stick around forever. Mid lane turret very, very low. One wave with some time will kill it. Keep in mind, Baron buff still on.
JoJo.
This game is so tense.
Turret.
Ming's going.
Flash away from Vulcan, knockup in for impact. He's gonna get the backline. That's Danny, that's deletion. 80 carry down, and impact is gonna be next. He can try, but he will not survive. What a great engage. Inspired force flash away from Bin, and it's gonna be mid lane tier 2 as well. Beautifully set up. RNG knocked down 2 champions and 2 turrets.
Exactly, great force by RNG. They know the Tahm Kench ultimate is the critical factor keeping Danny alive. Without that, they take him down, they kill the Jinx, and they're not done
30
yet.
seconds, 5v3, 30 seconds till they come back up. It's going to be a lot to do. At least Baron buff is gone, so the wave will drop. The next one's coming in. Cannon minions are there as well to tank it, so it's just the attempted wave clear. Vulcan ulti back available. JoJo takes some poke, looks for a way. He doesn't go in just yet, finds it down in a bin, and it will be wave clear. So because Baron timed out, they don't get any more.
Oh, it's heartbreaking though. EG's base torn asunder as RNG find that quick play. And when it was looking so close for so long, now you're looking at that massive gold lead starting to open up as well. And once you look at 2 minutes until this dragon, 4 items now complete on towards Bin. EG need to play this perfectly if they hope to bring this back.
Yeah, and Danny is building towards the Bloodthirster to have extra shield for himself. But until then, you know, playing around this Tahm Kench ultimate here for the team fight for EG is critical. Here, JoJo is waiting over the Raptor wall to try and find someone a pick with the charm, but then Bin goes and finds him, and then Gala running forward on this side. They're so confident, and Ming jumps to him, then on to Danny, and Xiaohu's there for the finish. Into the Blade Collar, just 100% to 0, burst him down before he can do anything.
Yeah, the Shirelius Revelry makes it so difficult for Danny to try and get out of that, as Ming is able to just jump in on top of him, and then they're able to ride it straight through that mid lane. Now with a minute and a half until the next objective, you're definitely looking to see if Danny can have a little bit, as you say, that safety with the ultimate from Vulcan, but I'm certainly looking to see if EG can try and establish some vision control here to give JoJo those flanks, put pressure on towards Gala, and make sure that RNG can't just play into the fog of war.
Flash is back up. Almost 4 on RNG, just way missing his. Similar situation for EG with Vulcan, and Inspired without theirs. Everything ticks up. So playmaking tools available. Xiaohu and Bin waiting for the flank play. Impact marking the bottom side on a control ward. So he's in fog. Sees, though, he's in a 1v5 if they go right now. Can they kill Impact? The question, though. They're going to have Xiaohu come over the wall. They could ult him. They can get a lot done. They will lock him down. The barrels are here. There's no way you live through this one. So Impact will just drop. He was surrounded. And because bot lane has a wave, they can't even push for more. EG could have maybe greeted for mid-tier 2, then recalled. They're going to send everyone back to go for bot lane.
Yep, they've got a recall here to defend the base because RNG are knocking at the door. Dragon is going to be where they retreat to. The turret already killed here by RNG. 25 seconds, they can retreat back to the spawning soul.
Yeah, and keep in mind, with Xiaohu having flash, you can flash ult Danny. Of course, Vulcan with his own ult can always try to save him, so single target CC won't quite do it.
And the only ultimate that RNG invested in killing Impact has a lower cooldown than the death timer. They use Xiaohu's ultimate. It's going to be back up before Impact is alive. So effectively used nothing there by RNG, and they get so much
Yeah, this is Dragon Soul. This is going to be them for sure. It's going to be a rocket attempted steal.
Ooh.
I mean, if someone was on that,
Yeah.
it might have been enough.
Yeah.
That was very, very close. And I like EG here just going, right, we're not going to get into bot river. Let's try and get ourselves set up on the top side here and look for a little bit of a cross-map trade. But unfortunately, RNG just push in mid and now get to establish themselves over the Baron control as well.
Yeah, it was another really good setup play from RNG. Like, another very intelligent play by using their Fog of War to their advantage. Both solo laners on the bottom side trapping the tank, so there's no escape for Impact, and pulling off that single pick gives them an inhibitor and Dragon Soul, like massive rewards there, just from really good understanding of EG are going to want to push mid, so we send our split pushers to the bottom side and wrap around.
And that's been what's made the difference for RNG, not only at this MSI, but the reason that they are reigning MSI champions is these type of side lane plays with Xiaohu and finding how they can work the map to their favor. And now they're clearing out the vision in this Baron, making sure that EG have to try and face check them once more.
Scuttlecrab helps a lot, though. They got to see them walk out of the pit, so there was never a chance to be like, we're here, blue trinket us. So one small saving grace, Jojo going to be in range. Ooh, yeah, Xiaohu. I mean, had a really hard time hitting W and R in time to actually get the root before he's charmed himself, so doesn't go for the play here. Zhonya's, keep in mind, is up, though, for Xiao. He can buy a lot of time just soloing the backline, about 5 seconds between those two cooldowns. And no, Impact again will be found out. He's already burned E. He might burn Flash. He's rooted in place and has to burn it here. But the charm of the knockup could be even more. Impact gets a shield, chopped up. Vulcan saves for now. QSS trying to run away. Impact will stay alive, but Vulcan, he certainly will not. And that is a nice pick set up by the RNG bot lane.
Yeah, it actually removes all Baron threat too. Now EG,
Charm, they're gonna get it, a big stun, they might kill him, but no, he gets self-ult off in time. Here comes the team fight, 5v4, Danny attacked by Wei, Zonya's and Ben knocks him down. There's not gonna be enough yet, Impact's gonna try Inspired Will, but it won't happen. 3-4 kills in a row, RNG don't drop a man, but EG goes home in body bag.
It's a clean sweep for RNG, and with the wave in mid, they don't care about the Baron. They're gonna end the game and bring them to that 2-0.
A 2-0 start, RNG look like the best team in the world, and they are handling Evil Geniuses. A valiant effort for sure from the LCS team, but we're looking at a sweep soon.
definitely an exciting one. EG pushing much better in the mid stages of the game with some team fight victories, but then some very intelligent decisions from RNG. Their use of Fog of War, especially Xiaohu,